people sharing. And we're going to bring some people on tonight that shared and maybe get a little bit more of their stories tonight. Because, Amy, you're still looking for your unicorn, aren't you?
I'm still looking, yes. But like, that's the thing about this is that there's like all the people that came and shared their story, like that gives me hope that mine is out there, you know, and that more people are finding their unicorn doctors, or, you know, maybe we're just learning how to advocate better for ourselves or whatever. But I mean, I love to hear all the stories because, you know, when I find mine, I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. So, you know, that's great. I love it.
Yeah. And I think, you know, I love that because it's so important, I think, to let people know that there is hope out there, that there are better docs and stuff out there. I know that one of the ladies that was going to share is Sarah, but I don't get to see their username. So Sarah, I'm fixing, I think, let's see, is this the right one? To give the old man a chance here, y'all. Yeah, I think that's the right one. Sarah, if you would like to come up and talk to us about your unicorn and how's it different between your unicorn and your non-unicorn doctor.
Hey y'all, can you hear me? I don't know why my picture's not showing up.
No, that's okay.
We can hear you. You're fine.
Okay. Oh, hold on. I think I know how to fix it. Can you see me now?
Yay!
Yep.
Yay!
There you are.
Beautiful face.
Yeah. So I did post earlier yesterday that I am losing my nurse practitioner to a better job, better family life for her kind of thing. So I get to see her one more time before she's gone. So I'm thankful for that. And takes great notes. She says she's going to set me up for success with the next person. But my pain management doctor is in that same office, and there's 3 docs and 3 nurse practitioners. So I really feel like I need to stay where I'm at and not follow her at this point, because he's the one that's really signing off on all the stuff, you know, that she pushes for. So what I can tell you is I only exclusively saw my pain management doctor, like DR doctor, MD, probably for 3 years before. And when I say pushed me off to the nurse practitioner, I say that very lighthearted, because I'm not going to say she did more for me, but maybe she did than what he was doing. But he still had to sign off on everything. And meds. Okay, so I don't know what's different, because I've only had one pain management doctor ever, and it was referred to me by an orthopedic guy that was working on my back. I went, you know, and they're like, well, we're gonna give you a shot and some muscle relaxers, whatever, you rest. Well, that wasn't working, and so just that standard of care of like that sciatica nerve kind of thing, and that didn't work. And so he was like, I know a guy. He's like, I've used him myself. You're gonna like him, I promise. He's probably the best in our area. And so I started there with him, and he never gave me a reason to leave. So I stayed with him. And it's kind of like a mixed bag a little bit, because nobody ever told me I had CPRS until last fall. And it was in passing with my spinal cord rep. He says, has anybody ever said that to you? You know, that you might have CRPS? And that's the first time I heard what that term was. And so, like, if we would have jumped on it 2 years before, when I was like newly injured from my surgery, things might be different for me. So was he always my unicorn doctor? Probably not.
Yeah.
But between both of them working together, she pushed for a lot more. Like, anything that I brought to her that felt reasonable, she would say yes. we're going to try this. She calls me after hours if she has concerns about me not being covered enough not to go to the ER, and I've never been. I've been able to contact either of them, and they've helped me get through that.
Wow.
And to me, that's working for me still. And as far as the treatment towards me in the office, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
It's just spectacular. Like, either one of them would come in and we'd have a conversation every single time. It was never like, yeah, we're going to keep your meds the same, going to send in your refills, goodbye. Like, I've never had that experience at this doctor's office.
Wow.
Right.
That's amazing. Like, just that alone in itself, like, is amazing.
And, they did talk to me a lot about spinal cord stimulators, and I do have one that I wish I didn't have. But it was never, you have to do this next. Or if you do this, then I'll give you these meds, kind of thing. Like, that was never a thing. And I didn't decide to do the spinal cord stimulator for probably 3 years. And the trial went well. And I just never got the relief from the implanted one, ever. Like, if you were to ask me how much it's helped me, my spinal cord stimulator, it's like 2% max.
I think it's interesting that you said that you originally saw your doc and then they didn't push you off on a PA, but that's how it transitioned, right?
Yeah.
When I was in Vegas, and I had like world-class care in Las Vegas. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's just no other way to say it. I saw my doctor the first 3 times I was there. And then after that, if I wasn't getting a nerve ablation, I didn't see him at all. He had 2 PAs in his office, one that was amazing, just freaking amazing, and one that was kind of a bitch. But she never argued and never pushed stimulators and never pushed nerve pain, never did any of that. I mean, we just didn't jive, right?
Yeah.
But the other one was just, she was like there's a lady, a retired nurse on here, Shelly. If you're not following her, you need to. She's in Oklahoma. Oh my God. I would do, if I was ever like sick, I would do whatever I could to have her as my nurse, because she's like that compassionate and understanding, old school nurse. And this is what this PA was like, she was like the Potter practitioner or Dr. Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, that level of compassion and empathy and understanding, but yeah, unless I remember I was the doc, he was a young kid, like early 30s, and from Brooklyn, and he's out in New York, he's out in Las Vegas, and he's doing these nerve blocks in me without any anesthesia, because I didn't have a driver that day. And it is hurting like a mofo. And I am like dropping F-bomb. I'm in this procedure room, right? And I'm like biting on a piece of leather, and I'm like still F-bombs coming out left and right. I am calling him names that my mom is rolling in her grave over, right? And we got done. He's like, kind of hurt, huh? And I'm like, what are you talking? Yeah, it hurt. He goes, you need to step up your game. I'm from Brooklyn. He's like, none of that hurt me. And he just started laughing, but it was that type of stuff. And he wasn't intentionally hurting me, but it was that type of care, just that he knew that it was hurting, but he was doing everything he could to get it done,
Right.
That's why when I got here with this dipshit Pena, that I had to escape. To escape. I'm glad that you didn't have to really walk a really long walk to find good care. I think you'll hear from some other people, or if you see some other folks' stories when they're still searching, it can be defeating. It can be exceedingly defeating.
I can understand that.
And that you appreciate what you have. I saw the video when you were talking about how she's moving on to a different and I was like dying inside for you. But I'm glad that you get to see her once more, and that she's working with a plan with the staff to transfer your care where it's at, so everybody's on the same page going forward. And hopefully, it sounds like it's going to transfer really well.
I hope so. My nurse practitioner probably only literally lives 2 miles from me.
Oh wow!
And just walk on down there.
I could just walk down and see her, right?
At home care.
She's not that forgiving for me to have me knock on her front door.
But would that be an option if the care doesn't stay at a certain level where you're at, but you could possibly follow her or whatever?
I know. I don't know what to do. Let's just say, right? Yeah. Like I have to contact them before they can contact me. So so I do have 2 good options. I have one that I can stay with and hope that they place another unicorn in front of me. But because literally one was placed in front of me. Yeah. Literally, I just went there. And so I've been going to see pain management since 2019. I think I'm right on that. That's good. In the spring. And so I've just had them that whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But they don't force injections on me. I have done them with hopes of them working. But at this point, none of them have worked. And so I just refuse them.
Yeah.
All right, well, Miss Sarah, thank you for sharing. I've got more people that I'm supposed to get up here tonight to talk to.
Yeah, it's good to see both of you, and I appreciate everyone in the room. I hope you're having a low pain day.
Yeah, love you.
Hope your night stays strong. Okay.
Me too.
And,
thanks.
You be safe. Talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye. That's cool. That's like hitting a grand slam your first time at bat.
But that's awesome, because she didn't have to go through the struggle of not knowing what a unicorn is, and now she knows how she should be treated. So, if she needs to find a new doctor, she's not getting that same level of care. She knows what she can get. So, I think that's great that right out of the bat, one was placed in front of her. I feel like that's the best case scenario.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see if Ricky decides that if they want to come up and share. I love Ricky's the declining spine. I love that screen name. That's
I hope she can come on. We're doing this kind of as an experiment.
Yes, we are.
1,000 followers yet.
So we'll see. I think I sent it to the right person. We'll see. Maybe I didn't send it to the right person. Yeah, I did. She may be distracted. We'll give her just a few minutes. But that's a good story. That's a good story. And she's has 2 options where she can possibly, stay where she's at or follow the care, which is awesome, because a lot of us don't have that ability. So all right. I think Ricky may be busy. So
she says she's here. Did you get the request? Maybe she can't come on. I don't know. I asked ChatGPT if she could come on, and according to the robot, he said yes. So I don't know. Maybe Ricky, if you could send a request, try that. But in the meantime, I have a story to share while we're waiting for her to come on.
Yeah.
I had a lady reach out to me who wanted to share her unicorn doctor story, and just isn't quite comfortable making a video yet, so I'm going to share it for her real quick. So just kind of summarizing her medical history, her journey started around 2001, I think. She had a C4 through C6 fusion. Along the way, she got diagnosed with thyroid cancer and CRPS. Because of that, she now has medical PTSD, depression symptoms, all the things that I feel like we can all relate to. But about 5 years ago, she stumbled upon her unicorn doctor, and she has been with him for the past 5 years. She said what makes him a unicorn doctor is that he's kind, compassionate, he doesn't push injections or procedures, and he manages all of her medication without questioning her or making her feel like she's seeking drugs type of thing. And then this past March, she got the news that he was leaving. So the past 7 months, she has been interviewing doctor after doctor after doctor in search of her unicorn again. And I believe she said in the past 7 months, she's gone through 7 different doctors, and they've all been trash. She said they've just all been horrible. But she recently had an appointment with a new provider, and she thinks she's maybe found her unicorn doctor again. She said this provider took the time and sat with her, listened to her, treated her like a human, and was really caring about what they were going to do to fix her pain, stuff like that. And so she's very hopeful that now she's found her second unicorn doctor, because she said the search was rough. And I said, I can relate to the search. I feel like most of us can relate to the search of finding a unicorn again, but we're fingers crossed that Miss Leslie has found her unicorn doctor again. And so we're sending her all the good vibes, but she knows what a unicorn is, so she's searching for another one again. But hopefully, it's time she gets her unicorn again.
What I like about hearing that is she calls it an interview. And I did a video months and months and months ago, back before I found the doctor I'm currently seeing. And it was specifically just sharing my opinion that when we go in to talk to these new docs, that's what that is, that it's an interview. Are you right for them, or are they right for you? They may tell you that they're the best thing since sliced bread, but what's your vibe? And Dr. Mike, love him or hate him, y'all, in his book, he talks about that, how to prepare yourself for that. And he, along with us, on a ton of lives, we've talked about how a doctor doesn't need to know your full history the very first time you meet them. Yeah. And how that's part of the interview, is part of the growing process, right? And that but yeah, I want to take it one step further. My current doc, who I really thought was my unicorn right away, right now, he's a good doc. Yeah. So he's not. I've deplatformed him. Yeah. Especially till I get some things answered. But every one of the exam rooms there is plastered on the walls, nerve stimulators, different flavors of injections and stuff, samples of nerve stimulators on all the tables and stuff like that. And when I first walked in and I saw that, and I was like, Clayton, why the fuck did you give me this guy's name? Sorry about the language. I apologize for the F-bomb, but because this is not going to work. And then he got there, and we started talking, and and I really felt the connection with him. It's just that if you're interviewing, if there's not a good vibe, don't take those meds from him that first trip. As much as you may need them, don't do it, because then you're locked into them, and at least for another trip or two. And if you can. I understand what it's like to go without pain meds. I understand, in my personal experience, what it's like. So I can understand having to take them, but at the same time, do your best not to, if you can. Would be my recommendation. And again, who the hell am I? I'm just a crazy dude in Texas sitting outside, freezing his cojones off.
I've got
I've got hand warmers going on out here, right? So
I got a blanket and I'm inside.
So let's see if Shannon's still here. I know Shannon had to leave, or not Shannon had to leave. Let's see. Come on, tick-a-tock. There she is. It says Shannon's still in here. All right, Shannon, did you get the invite? Yep. And she said yes, she accepted. So at least it's kind of working. Good evening, Miss Shannon. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Let me see. I'm going to see if I can turn on my camera. I look horrible, but let's see.
Come on. Look
I'm
at
sure
look at
you
your
look
screen.
beautiful.
Look at your screen,
There we
and
go.
you
Yeah, I was
can't be any
gonna
worse
say.
than I am. You know,
Okay, there we go. Hi.
You look beautiful.
you look awesome. You always look awesome.
Well, thank you.
You do. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Okay. You got, anyway. So you're doing like, I don't want to say taper. You're doing like not using meds. Is that right?
No, I actually had to go onto a forced withdrawal because my pharmacy messed up. So I went through withdrawals last week horribly, and then I'm back on my medication. So whew, it was
Good.
a rough week.
Wow.
Bless your
Wow.
heart.
So, you have better care now than was it Colorado that you were in?
So I have, my story is very, very long, but I had a pain doctor in Maryland at one point, and when we were here before, and they were so horrible. They were absolutely horrible to me. Literally, the doctor would never look at me when I came in the room. They were always on the computer. They would ask me the same questions, never examine me. And I finally completely lost my shit one day and said, I'm a nurse.
Right.
I'm your patient, not the computer. What I'm saying should be valid, and you're not listening to me.
Mhm.
And basically told me, well, nothing's worked for you. Okay, nothing's worked to this point, but you've done nothing else to help me.
Right.
You keep wanting to do injections, and a spinal cord stimulator. And at that point, I was absolutely not going to do it. So I got rid of them.
Good.
I trialed some other doctors, but when we moved back to Colorado, I had a great pain management group there.
Mm.
The nurse practitioner
Okay.
that I worked with, it was, what do you want to do? How do you want to proceed with this? Give me your ideas, and we worked together.
Wow.
Oh,
I love
wow.
Which is how it should be.
Right. Yeah.
So the only thing when Colorado was, even though they're in Colorado, they did not allow you to use marijuana if you were going to use narcotics.
Right.
So that was their caveat, and I was fine with that at that point.
Yeah.
But using my nurse case manager background, when we moved back here, I had worked with a great doctor with my patients, and I knew that I wanted her.
Yeah.
I knew that I needed her to be my doctor. So I messaged her, can you deal with my condition, first of all, because my condition's one of those rare ones.
Right.
Do you feel comfortable doing it? And can you medicate me if I want to go on medications? Absolutely yes to everything. And she's the same way. I only go in and see her once every 3 months. I do
Okay.
Oh, wow.
a UA once every 3 months.
Nice.
Wow.
If I have issues, we talk on the portal. I have a great relationship with her and her PA.
Yeah.
When I do go in, it's how are things working? What can be better? What's working for you? And what can we change up if we need to?
Yeah.
Which seem like
So-
simple questions. Like that's a very simple thing that you should be able to expect when you go
You
to
would
it.
think, right?
But I mean, common sense. Not everybody has it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you tell people who are beaten and are getting tired of interviewing? They're on Doctor 6 on interviews and they haven't found the unicorn. What do you tell them to help motivate them to keep going? What would you say?
They are out there. I know it's frustrating. I know how horrible it is to just keep searching and searching and being let down. That's a horrible feeling. But there are good doctors out there, and you got to make connections with other people in your state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those people in your state that have those unicorn doctors, you have to make connections with them. Who are they working with? Get their numbers, get the teams that they're on, the clinics that they're at. You've got to reach out and start talking to other pain patients.
Yeah.
I think for me, the advice is, are you mobile? And if so, how far will you go?
There is that too.
You know,
I'm in Maryland. My doctor's in Virginia. She's an hour and a half away from me.
Oh, really?
And I am, even though it kills me to drive there, I'm going to drive there.
Yeah.
I'm going to see her.
And I think, and I understand that a lot of people that we're fortunate that we can do that. Or even more fortunate at times, we have a partner or a spouse that can drive us there, right? Or at least share the drive, and we can drive there, and they'll drive the leg back, right? Because for me, the leg back is the leg that's the worst. But if there's any way, because once you find that, I'm not even going to say unicorn, better doctor. And they don't, maybe you feel you need 10 milligrams and they're putting you on 7.5, but they're talking to you and they're asking, not only are they asking you questions, they care about the fucking answer that you give them. That type of peace of mind, to me, is almost priceless, right? And so everybody, I think's definition of a better doctor or a unicorn doctor is going to be different. I mean, I feel like I'm extreme because it's a 4 to 5 hour round trip for me to go. Right. But at the same time, compared to what I would call mental and physical abuse that I was getting here, there's no comparison.
It's worth it.
And look at the guy that I was seeing here. He just decided to close his office and leave, right? Leaving patients. He just, the last day he was here, he installed nervous stimulators in and he took off, right? So that's what I left. That's the kind of person that I left.
Yeah.
So if you can travel, if your insurance company, now you have to do, like for myself, I have to do local-ish pharmacies, right? 50 miles within my zip code, right? But that's okay. But just finding the doctor that will write the script and will listen to me is what I consider is what makes him a good doctor. And he may get back to unicorn. He may.
He may. Let's hope he does.
Yeah.
Let's hope he does. So I am so glad that you did your video. Look at you. You got the hat tonight. You're rocking it. Thank you for doing the video, for participating, and for giving people hope. Because it's priceless to let people know that it's worth the effort. And if you can do it, it's worth it.
It really is. And I am a retired RN. Please, I do have my mutuals do come to me with questions. I'm not giving medical advice, but I will give you my opinion as a nurse, a retired nurse. I'm more than happy to help people out in these areas. Please, if you're in the Virginia, Maryland area, let me know. I'd be happy to help you search for your doctor too here.
It's always good to have a nurse in your back pocket in case you need anything. It's always good to have somebody,
Not the horrible nurses. Not
right.
the horrible nurses.
Yes.
I have my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But there's good nurses. You have some good nurses out there.
Yeah.
There are some good nurses out there. They're fighting the system, not just the buttheads you see making terrible videos on TikTok. There are some good nurses making videos on TikTok as well. So
I wish I could still work. I wish that that I could do. I wish I'd completed my master's so that I could do teaching. Oh my!
Yes.
I love it. That is so awesome.
But thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to come on tonight. And we'll talk soon. and I may send some people your way that are looking up in that area
Please.
for help
Please do.
because they're struggling. So, cool beans. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Shannon's a rock star. If you're not following Shannon, you need to. Oh my God, I got the turkey too.
Oh my gosh.
That's like a worst nightmare. I'm gonna screenshot that and then sneak Valerie's phone and save that like that's her lock screen picture on her phone. That's what I'm gonna do. She'll love that. She will definitely love that. You know. Okay, I think we've got us.
You guys are too much. You're too much.
You are showing the love.
That is so funny. Thank you for that. That made my night. That's so funny.
Judy, I see you there. I've got one more person, and then we can get you up here. If you can hang tight. I got one more person. We have Lana, who has been very, very patient. See if Lana is around. There she is. Wow, she was pretty quick.
Amanda, appreciate it.
How you doing? Hey, it's good to see you. It is good to see you.
You too.
You doing okay? You doing okay tonight? I'm just asking. Okay, I'm not asking for great.
Yeah,
I'm just asking.
I'm okay.
Are you peachy? My term is peachy, right? It's peachy. I could be doing a lot better, but I've been a lot worse, right?
Yeah.
So, peachy.
Yeah.
So, tell us about your unicorn search and who takes care of you.
So my unicorn. Oh,
you got it too. We're just sharing the love tonight. I love it.
thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. You're awesome.
Oh, that's perfect.
I don't know. Do I start? Okay, I'm gonna start in Nebraska. When I was working at the ranch in Nebraska, and I had nothing but they were horrible. They were horrible doctors. They shouldn't even be doctors. They had no compassion at all, zero. Like, I was just obviously drug seeking, and I was anxious. That's why my heart rate was going up, and you know, I was drug seeking. That's why I was giving myself kidney infections. Ooh, I like that one. Howdy.
You get the hat too. Awesome. That fits you.
Yeah, I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It is. So they shouldn't even be doctors.
Yes. Yeah, the whole hospital. There was like 6 of them that just were rotten to me. Like, I wouldn't give myself. Why would I give myself a kidney infection?
Right.
I'd rather be out fencing than sitting in a hospital bed.
You can tell they've never had a kidney infection if they think that you're giving yourself one a person.
Yeah,
for real. Those are terrible.
Idiots.
God, I wouldn't do that on purpose. Oh my God. Yeah. So, well then I had to give up the ranch job because the CRPS was just killing me. So I moved back to Rapid City, my hometown. And thank you, Elizabeth. And so I had to find some, new doctors here, that could treat me. And I'm still learning, who can treat.
That's so good.
Get the chortle.
Yet another cookie.
Tell me this isn't cheaper than therapy and better than therapy.
Oh man, that's so funny. Oh,
I love it.
Yeah,
That's so awesome.
it looks so good.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh yeah, I'm still finding out doctors that will treat me. I got a rare condition too.
Yeah.
And it just keeps spiraling down. I keep getting freaking diseases and conditions, and
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Something new every year, probably.
every month it seems
Yeah.
like something new pops up, a new symptom, and Right.
Mhm.
so I'd seen an ad on the TV for this doctor that does, like, she believes in treating chronic illnesses and holistic, and I was like, I'm gonna give her a shot, and I went there, and I was like, I've got this condition, I just moved back here to Rapid, I need, some help. And she took me right away, and she listens,
Mhm.
Hmm.
and that's
That's huge.
yeah, it's so
Well, that's what we were-
heartwarming.
That's what we were just saying, I mean, just the fact that they'll spend even 5 minutes listening and actually listen.
It's
You
an
know.
hour every time, every
Oh, wow.
single time, an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
it blew me away. Even today, when I saw her today, it was like an hour and 10 minutes.
Wow. That's awesome.
It was cool.
Yeah. It's comforting to know that you'll have that one-on-one time every time you go. And that
Yeah.
way you can bring up concerns or whatever, and just knowing that you'll have that time is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is, and it's like I said, they'll have their own definition of a better doctor or a good doctor or a unicorn doctor. But for me, that's just a big part of it. I may not get everything I ask for or everything I think I need or want, but he's good because he'll let me talk, and he'll actually listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like Shannon was talking about, having doctors on their laptops the entire time. I've lived through that as well. And,
Yeah.
and if you've followed me for any time, I can be a smartass. And
Oh.
when they've done that before, and I'll suddenly start talking about NASCAR or football. And just keep going, just until they stop and look up at me like, what are you talking about? Just to see how long. And I'm like, well, I was wondering if you were going to ask me a question about it, because I'm trying, you asked me how I'm doing, and I'm trying to explain it to you. I need to make sure you're listening. Oh,
Mhm.
well, I have other patients, I have to take notes and no. I'm like, okay, well, this is like the time I'm paying for now,
Yeah. It's my time.
So just getting that. So you went from doctors that shouldn't be doctors to doctors that is like one in a billion.
Yeah.
Right.
And she advocates. She really does. She was gonna try and get me up to Mayo, to go see somebody.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
found a doctor here that treats CRPS. And so far, I had a my pain doctor I had before, he pushed the spinal cord stimulator on me. I wished I wouldn't have got it. It doesn't work very well on me either.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if I want to get it taken out either, though. I'm
Right.
scared for
Well,
that.
in a lot of cases, they'll take the equipment out, but they leave the leads in, right? Because
Yeah.
if they take the leads out, it could cause even more damage than leaving them in. That's one of the downsides to them at times. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Shannon. If somebody is on their 6th interview looking for a better doctor or a good doctor or a unicorn doctor, and they're done, they're broken, the medical system's broken, what would you want to tell that person to give them hope to not give up yet?
Just, like for me, I watched a commercial, and that's how I found mine. You know, the way she said, you know, she listens to, you know, she treats chronic illness. That's really hard to find in a doctor. You know, they don't want the chronic illness, you know, they want the easy stuff for one thing, you know?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
not had very good luck. Doctors want to treat you with chronic. They, you know, they want
Too complicated or
Easy.
whatever they say.
they want
Yeah.
somebody easy to take care of.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly, they'd rather write nothing but boner pills all day long and then go home, you know, and
Easy stuff.
then have to worry about somebody dealing with CRPS or another disease that they have to actually learn, right?
Yeah.
But I think hearing your story that there's a doctor out there that's listening to you for an hour,
Yeah.
hopefully gives somebody hope to keep going, to keep searching. You know, and for
Yeah.
you, it was a commercial, right?
Yeah.
For
You never know how you're going to find them.
you know, Amy,
Yeah.
you're getting an appointment hopefully beginning of the year with a clinic that's just practically right, kind of almost down the road, right?
Yeah.
That you didn't even know was there.
Mm-mm.
That you met that person here on TikTok.
Yep.
Clayton
Yeah.
reached. Amanda reached out to Clayton, who tracked me down and got me to a good PCP, a really good PCP, and a good pain doctor. I mean, all through this crazy app that we're dealing with,
Yeah.
here, right? And it just keep your eyes open, ask for help. You know, like Shannon said, if you're in Maryland or something, reach out to her. You know, maybe if
Build
you
those connections.
you know, we connect. You know, we need like a doctor LinkedIn, you know, or a chronic patient
Yeah.
LinkedIn, you know, so we
Right.
can start sharing this stuff. I'm not a big proponent of having a good doctor list out there because I don't want that to get into the wrong hands and then all those doctors getting raided by the DEA and having all their stuff crawled through, right? But I think if you recommend clinics or if you recommend practices and stuff like that, or recommend types of therapies to people, and that's what they go search. And we're going to talk more about therapies and things here shortly because that's coming up for next week. I think we can do that. But talk to people on this app.
Yeah.
When I was doing videos on nothing but the homeless outreach, I couldn't break a couple hundred followers. I started talking about pain doctors and pain management and Invisible, and now I'm at 8,400 followers.
Yeah.
So there's a big
A lot of us
community
out
out here. You know, we just have to network it and make it work for us. So
Another good thing about my clinic that's just her and a nurse and her secretary. So it's very
Oh,
small.
wow.
You know. Howdy, y'all.
Yeah.
That's it. Lana,
Perfect for the
Lana.
rancher.
Lana is my favorite retired ranch hand. And y'all, if you don't know what a ranch hand does, I couldn't do it.
Watch
It is
Yellowstone.
it is some of the most difficult, physically demanding, different type of work that you could ever imagine. Yeah, you get to be around horses and cattle, right? But and scenery is beautiful. But the
Oh, yeah.
physical demands you put on your body, I got the hat too. Thank you. And to see somebody like Lana here who killed it. You know, I hate that you can't do it anymore, but that's a warrior spirit right there. Because you can't be a wimpy ranch hand. You ain't gonna last. You ain't gonna last. They'll bump you out quicker than shit. So they will.
Yeah.
And they won't be shy about it. So kind of like being a hand in the oil field. If you ain't gonna make it, then go find your shit laying outside, and they'll tell you to, you know. So. All right, Lana, thank you very, very much. I hope tonight gets peachier in a good way for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for sharing your story and for your video, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, kiddo.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I'm telling you, it's more than what you see as ranch hands on Yellowstone. Trust me.
Right. It looks
I
fun on
mean,
Yellowstone.
like branding cattle, no, I ain't doing it. They don't like it. They don't appreciate it. No. No. So I think we got time. Judy sent me a request. Judy has been around, has followed me like since the ages of like the homeless videos. I think it feels like that. So she still wants to come on. Judy, are you there, kiddo?
I'm here. Just a moment. Bear with me.
Oh, you're good. We
See
can
how
hear you.
bad this looks. Cool. Can you see me?
There-
Oh, God. Maybe I should turn it off.
Hey, look again. Stop it. Look. Come
You look
on.
beautiful.
Oh,
What are you
you look
talking about?
I love looking at you. You
Whatever.
make me smile. I
I know.
I haven't
Imagine me and Valerie having to face this every day. That ain't easy. She deserves.
you guys are
combat
the
pay.
cutest couple. You guys are the
Yeah.
cutest couple. I have not. Hi, Amanda. I haven't had a chance to make a video this week. I'm sorry. We've suffered a pretty big loss in our family, and I've just kind of been all over the place. So I figured the next best thing I can do is come up here and at least tell you. I'm in Ohio. Thanks. I'm a turkey head.
You got it too. We're spreading the love tonight.
Elizabeth is
Yeah.
making sure everybody's a turkey head tonight. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
That's what we've got.
I'm in Ohio, and I'm sure most of you guys have heard that Ohio sucks when it comes to finding doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not great. It's not great. And I think I probably have the closest thing to a unicorn doctor that I'm going to have in Ohio.
Right.
He's not perfect by any means, but he has had my back more than once and has kept me alive. You know, I've been a chronic pain patient for 35 years, but I was not deemed disabled. Or I wasn't injured. I have injuries, plus I have genetic conditions and all kinds of other happy crap.
Right.
Multiple autoimmune conditions and anyways, but I was injured in 2000, which I worked 10 years injured.
Wow.
With the help of opioid pain medications, the only thing that kept me working. I was able to raise 3 children as a single parent. Most of that time, not all of that time, I did end up getting married, and then my husband got sick.
Mhm.
And I was working full time as a home health aide, raising 3 kids, and had a chronically ill husband. And I would not have been able to do any of that in my own problems
Yeah.
if it hadn't been for opioid pain medicine. And I was really lucky. I was in Cincinnati. I had a great, I thought was a great doctor. And then all of a sudden I was at work one day and found out that, this is kind of long, sorry. One of my nurses, I was in healthcare, came up to me and said, "Hey, I heard your doctor's being investigated."
Mm.
Oh, really? So I went to one of my other doctors, the one that referred me to him, and I said, "Look, dude, we gotta have a talk. I want you to be real with me. You sent me to this guy, so I want to know, is he under investigation or what? Because this is what I'm hearing from the nurses." And he said, "Yeah, he is." So I left. I found another doctor, and this was prior to 2016. It was easy to find good doctors in Ohio. And I started, my family practitioner decided to go into pain management. So I started seeing him for pain management, and he left family practice altogether and just went into pain management. And he was awesome. He ended up committing suicide.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, which left me out in the cold. Was lucky to found another guy right away, and I had him for several years. Moved out of state, went to Indiana, and Indiana was still pretty good back then. This was again prior to 2016,
Yeah.
and I was there. Had a decent guy. Well, back up a little bit. I had back surgery in 2010, and I saw a guy up in Lima, Ohio. And I had back surgery in December. 2 weeks after back surgery, I moved to Indiana.
Oh wow.
But I was still seeing a doctor in Ohio. It was about 25 miles from my house. He was horrible.
Mm.
I've worked with the medical profession for years. I deal with doctors on I have no problems, my rapport. I have no problems talking to a doctor and tell them how I feel. This man took me to a new level of insecurity that I had never been before.
Wow.
Yeah, I hate to hear
I
that.
mean, it got so bad that I'm not, I'm not the kind of person that falls apart in an office, but I would sit there and literally just cry all the way home. And I got to the point where I'd have to take my husband, because if I took my husband, and this man knows nothing, my husband knows nothing about medicine. He just has to sit there, and he was a
Right.
totally different person. Respectful, kind, wasn't super empathetic, but he was, at least treated me like a human being. But as soon as my husband left, he was so abusive. I got to the point where I just like, screw it. I left him.
Yeah.
I just left, and I found a guy in Indiana, and I was there for a while, and then we moved back to Ohio. I had a great guy in Ohio. Great guy. He got arrested.
Oh, no.
He was one of the first doctors in Cincinnati that got pegged. And this was in 2016. That's when things got a little tricky, because he was kind enough to let us know. He didn't go to jail right away. He's 7 years in Kentucky Federal Penitentiary right now
Oh my gosh.
for over-prescribing. Well, they tried to get him for over-prescribing. That didn't connect, so they said that he was cheating Medicare.
Mm.
Wow.
I don't know. All I know is the man treated me fair, never tried to give me a hard time. I came in there one time with a nerve was shooting off in my calf so bad I couldn't hardly stand. And he gave me trigger point injections in my calf without knowing whether the insurance company would pay for it or not. And they denied it, so he wrote it off. That's the kind of guy he was, and he was, but they ditched him. And then he was kind enough to give us a list. He told me, he says, I'm going to jail. He said, I copped a plea agreement because it was easier. If I didn't, it was going to be years if they convict me. So it's better to take for me the 7 years than fight it. They just put you in a corner.
Yeah.
So he gave me a list of doctors, and which more than what most places will do.
Yeah.
And I went to a place up in about 45 minutes from my house. And I'm not going to give my doctor's name out on here, because you know what
Yeah.
goes on in Chronic Pain community. I don't need anybody coming after my doctor.
Yeah.
But if anybody in Ohio needs help finding a decent doctor, I can help you, do the best I can to help you. This guy is the first doctor I had there. First thing he did was take a third of my medications away.
Wow.
And he's like, there's nothing I can do if you can't handle this. The next thing we can do is give you a morphine pump. And I'm like, I can't take morphine. I've got autoimmune liver disease.
Mm.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but this is what I can give you. And thank God he moved. He left practice and went to New York. And the doctor I have currently, I told you it's long, picked me up, and I didn't like him at first.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I'm not going to say he's perfect. He will try to gaslight you if you don't want to deal with something. But over time, we've gained a respect. He understands that I'm not going to tolerate it, and I'll call him out when he's gaslighting me in a polite way.
Yeah.
So we've developed in the last 8 years, 7.5 years, pretty mutual respect. And he's saved my butt, because my stuff is going through workers' comp, and they're always trying to get rid of me because I'm on life for workers' comp. I'll be on workers' comp for the rest of my life, and it's fairly rare to get that nowadays. So they're always trying to deny everything, even though they've signed up for it, because they're the ones who put me on life. About 3.5 or 4 years ago, I get this letter from COMP saying that they're going to pull me off all my medicine. It's not cost effective.
Okay.
So they're going to pull me off. And I've been at this point, okay, so I've been on opioid pain therapy for 25 plus years. And I'm not on a low dose. I'm on higher than the suggested CDC. And much higher than what Ohio suggests, because Ohio would prefer that we have nothing more than 45 milligrams MMEs. Yeah,
Really?
They don't want you to have 90, they want you to have 45.
Wow.
It's not a law, but it's written, they've written it in that this is what they suggest, so that's what a lot of the doctors won't go over 45 or 50. They'll go 5 over and that's it. My doctor, he knows that I need it, so we don't go any higher, and we haven't for years, but he's willing. But they wanted to pull me off, and it was like they wanted to pull me off all at once. And of course we fought that. And he wrote them, and he's like, you're going to kill her if you do that. And it says right on, workers' comp will have the higher doctors that are usually ER doctors. They pay them $450 to deny you. They don't know what they're doing. And this doctor said, well, the only reason that she should be justified with opioid pain medicine is if she's on hospice care or if she has nerve damage. Well, one of my diagnoses is bilateral radiculopathy, which is nerve damage.
Ding, ding, ding.
So they totally contradicted themselves. But my doctor has flat out said, you will kill her. She's a legacy pain patient. She's been on high doses of opioids for all these years. You try to pull her off, and especially the way you want to pull her off, she'll die.
Yeah.
And, I've never had a doctor stand up for me, aside from Dr. Mark Ibsen, who was also willing to, during that time. I know you guys have probably heard of Dr. Ibsen. His name's been kind of floating around here for a few months. He's not on TikTok. If you don't know who he is, and if you have Facebook, go to Facebook, find him, follow him. He is the best human being in the world.
But for workers'
Mark.
For workers' comp though, GD, it's cheaper if you die.
Oh yeah, I know. It's cheaper for them. They don't give a shit how. Yeah, they don't care. No,
in Texas,
they don't give it. They don't give a rat's ass about you.
In Texas, there is no life on workers' comp in Texas. It's 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm one of the very few people, and I did not have to. They offered it to me. I did not have to fight for it. They offered it to me. And then at the same time, when I was going through that, I was also going for regular disability. So I actually have BWC and Social Security disability.
Wow.
But
I don't want to.
I was going to say.
Don't want to hurry up. But
Go
I gotta
ahead.
hurry up. Said I don't want to.
Yeah,
hurry
because
up,
I talk
but
too much.
Never. No, I'm the king of that. I'm the one that puts his little stickers on his videos so people can speed through all my stuff.
I'm just saying, if it wasn't for this man that I have right now, I could very likely be dead.
Yeah.
And if Mark Ibsen was, I just wanted to say this about Mark really quick, and I'll go. That man was willing to do a Zoom call with Workers' Comp of Ohio BWC, and fight for me pro bono to help keep my medicine.
That's going.
Because, and when I had my POEM procedure in February, that man was on the phone with me the night before, advocating with me and telling me what I needed to do that next morning to make sure that I would have my medication in place post-op. So there are good doctors out there.
Yeah.
So when you're the third person I've asked this, somebody has interviewed 6 doctors because they can't find a good doc, much less a unicorn doc. And the medical system has succeeded, and they're broken, and they want to give up. What do you tell them?
Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Don't let the bastards win. Pardon my French, but don't let them win.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get to interview in Ohio, by the way.
Really?
No. We have to give all of our medical information, all of our records to the next doctor before they'll even see us for an appointment to even talk to us.
I did that. I did that.
They'll even go to the interview. And if they decide that they don't want us because we, you know, they don't want to deal with us because we're complicated, then they've got our records.
Yeah. And
And-
that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is here in Texas. I
Yeah,
just
that's
send all
how
this
it is.
stuff to all these doctors, and they
Because
still have it. And, you know,
I tried
it,
that. You know, I want to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I just gonna say I've done that, and it's to me, I look at it as part of just another hoop I have to jump through.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I
it's,
asked myself, when I was trying to find this new doctor, I asked several doctors, you know, I'd like to have an appointment to interview the doctor. Well, we don't do that here.
yeah, I
Yeah.
Well, that's
like they
but
don't
you know,
want
Judy,
it.
you've been around long enough on these lives to hear me preach and beg people to get their medical records and try to get everything
I'm
corrected.
still trying to get my medical records.
You know, and that's why.
That's-
so when
mhm.
when we're going to these other doctors, we know what flags
Yeah.
are there. And
I'm
whether
still
they-
trying to get my
right or
medical
wrong.
records. That's the one problem I have with this practice. My doctor works for a practice. See, he's not his own doctor. He don't like who he works for himself. He's the first person to tell me they're money hungry and greedy.
Yeah.
But they won't. I've been trying to get my medical records from them for almost a year and a half now. They they're telling me this exorbitant price amount of money, which is I'm on disability, you know.
Right.
I don't have that kind of money to be thrown around. So I'm struggling. I'm trying to talk them into putting them on jump drives. So I'm trying to talk.
Do you have? Is it so? It's workers' comp that's paying the insurance bill still. Is that right?
They're paying.
or
They
is it-
pay for my medicine and my doctor's appointments and any procedures. Yeah.
Because I know. So if you're on SSI, there's a whole civil rights division within SSI that will
Mhm.
fight to get your records for you. Their attorneys will handle it for you and get your records.
I
With
wonder
what,
if they
you
would
know.
do that though, because this is BWC.
I don't know.
Because
Yeah,
I know
maybe.
BWC won't. I
But
could
if
go
you're
to
disabled-
BWC. Yeah,
If you're disabled, it may be an opportunity, maybe an avenue to go to.
that's
You know.
that's interesting. I'll
So-
look into that. Thank you for telling me about that because I'd never thought about that.
No,
I know that BWC won't do it. I could
No.
go to their website and print off.
Yeah, but
Well,
what's up- everything that's in the
if they'll
portal,
let me
it's-
print it off.
in the portal, it's all just short. It's not what you need. You
Yeah,
need to-
yeah. They don't give you the full. No, they don't give you the full.
Mhm.
No. So my guy's not perfect, but as far as Ohio doctors,
He
he's
is.
about as
It's-
close as you're going to get to a unicorn,
Ohio's
and I cherish him,
it's,
and I'm scared because he's 73.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm constantly watching the other doctors because not only is the practice a pain clinic, but it's also a SUD clinic. They have
Right.
two divisions, and the owner he wants to get everybody over on Suboxone. You know,
Yeah,
because
and
I have the only thing that saves me is I have autoimmune liver disease.
That's why my doc right now, he's downgraded to a good doctor because that's what he's doing now too. And
It's to cover their own butts.
it's
Because
this test, this EEG that I'm having coming up, and why he's
Yeah.
doing it is I'm having a hard time. But we'll talk about that in other videos. We're not going to get into
Yeah,
that tonight.
yeah. We
So-
won't. Yeah, we won't keep into that.
So
But anyways,
we're
I'll
gonna-
let you go.
all
I know
right,
I've
we're gonna
talked
go.
too long
Yeah,
and too
because
much.
we need to talk about about this week's videos that are coming up, and maybe a little bit about Thanksgiving on TikTok. Looking forward to
Okay.
that. Thank you, Miss
All
Judy. You be safe.
Take care of yourself. We're getting ready to think about us next week. We're getting ready to travel Friday to Tennessee to lay my brother-in-law to rest. So it's going to be a big journey for me. It's going to be a rough one for me. It's a long drive, and I don't handle cars real well. But think about me.
We will.
Think
We'll be
about
saying
me.
some prayers for you.
Okay.
All right, kiddo.
Y'all take care. Bless
See ya.
you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye, y'all. You're gonna have to kick me.
So, Judy's a rock star. I love Judy.
Awesome.
I love Judy. She imparts so much wisdom to me in messages and stuff. She smacks me down sometimes when I deserve it. So
We need that sometimes.
everybody smacks me down. It's all right. So, lots of good stuff on unicorns and good
Yeah.
doctors tonight.
That
Lots
was
of good
awesome.
stuff. I think we need to stop calling it unicorn though, because we've
Yeah.
proven that they're not. That's the definition of a unicorn. They're not real, and we've proven
Mm-hmm.
they exist. We need a different name.
It exists.
We need a different name. Have to start working on that.
Yeah, I'll have to think about it.
So what's next week? What's this week? What's next?
So,
You're the brainchild. Oh, look at that. I'm going to send your husband all these screenshots of you with a turkey in your face.
he's gonna love it. He's gonna think we're
So-
crazy.
Zebras. Leslie says call them zebras. Ah, he got another one.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. Because zebras are real. They exist.
They exist. They're just rare.
Okay, so our next topic for this coming week is going to be, have you found or have you come upon any procedures or therapies that have helped you and provided hope for you? Oh, you got it too.
Rip the
so-
leg off.
This is kind of all encompassing of what we're doing here. So, obviously these aren't cures, because if we were cured, we wouldn't be here, type of thing. But I feel like everybody has something. When you are in a 9 or 10 out of 10 pain, you can grab a device or a lotion, a potion, or something that takes your pain down 2 or 3 notches. When you're in severe pain, is there something you do or something that you've done that has helped decrease your pain slightly? And so, we're
There
kind
is.
of leaving it open to interpretation, and it can be a procedure that you've had done. Like I do Botox for my migraines, and that's been helpful. It doesn't cure them, it doesn't take them away, but it helps. I have a magnesium lotion that I've tried all the magnesium lotions out there, and I've found one that helps a little bit. Or if you have a neck massager or a weighted blanket, or you've been to a certain type of therapy, or anything that you have come across that takes your pain down just a couple notches and helps you, share it. Because
Yes.
if there's anybody I'm going to take advice from, it's the chronic pain community. When a healthy, able-bodied person is like, have you tried yoga? Have you tried this supplement? I'm like, I'm not taking advice from you.
Yeah.
I'm not. No, yes, we've tried all the things. We have tried everything.
Yeah.
If a fellow chronic pain or chronic illness person comes and said, hey, I have found this, it helps me a little bit. It doesn't cure me, but it helps. I'm willing to try it.
I'm
So-
specifically looking for tips and techniques for excruciating headaches. So
Yeah.
if anybody has any of those, and somebody on a video or live, it was a live, a couple months ago, recommended this like arthritis cream, and I can't think of the name of it. That has been a godsend for the nerve pain in my feet and in my thighs. And it's just I would have never picked it up because it's for arthritis, and it
Right.
shouldn't work. It's like ibuprofen that goes through your anyway, should never work, but it does. Every night I am like taking a bath in this crap, before I go to
Yeah.
bed. So that's it, Amanda. Voltaren, Voltaren gel, but it's not Voltaren. If you're in Texas, HEB makes a knockoff of Voltaren that works really, really well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Because
whatever
there's
you
so many
have.
things out there. There's no way we've tried every single thing on the planet. We've tried, as chronic pain patients, chronic illness people, we've tried the gamut of things. But if there is something that helps you just a little bit, that gives you that push you need during the day or whatever, share it, give other people the idea. Or
We're not
Yeah.
specifically looking for medicine because none of this is going to be really taken as medical advice, and we're not going to be offering medical advice because we're not doctors and we're not playing one on TV, even though we could all pretty much outclass Dr. Israel Pena in Granbury, Texas, in my opinion. To me, the worst paying doctor that's ever existed. I will never go to another doctor that graduated from the Baylor Medical School of Health. I won't.
You know, I've heard a lot of bad things about Baylor graduates.
Never couldn't pay me to go to one that graduated from Baylor.
Yeah.
Couldn't pay me to one. If that's what they turn out, ain't happening. Anyway, plus I don't like their football team. But anyway,
Okay.
come on, college football? Really?
You
You're
know
in the
me.
South.
I don't know. I just
but
root for
anyway,
whatever team my husband roots for. I don't know what's happening.
yeah. But anyway, so if you have a technique, is it like a PT? Is it like walking? Is it certain stretches? Is it yoga? And like Amy said, for me, if a pain patient or a chronic illness patient or a mental health person, because I think a lot of us cross boundaries. We're not just chronic pain. Myself, it's chronic pain, and it's definitely mental health issues. So if you got mental health tricks that you can sling them, because I want to try this shit. Somebody mentioned in here about the disassociation at a level 10. Y'all, at a level 8, I am disassociated like a mofo because I'm trying to, Doesn't work for the headaches, though. Just does not work for the headaches. The body pain for an hour and a half for like through the lives, I can do it, but not the headaches. But any little tips or tricks that you've learned or somebody shared with you, I think is what we're looking for. Is that right?
Absolutely.
So just do a video and share them, and then tag myself, Amy, Amanda, Joe, so we can start sharing them out as well. Again, we can't push medicines, and I don't want to push medicines, and I don't want to push specific surgeries to a point because I'm not a doctor. I mean, if you're a doctor, do what you do, right? But we were looking for just is it homeopathic? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Type remedies is what I'm searching for here.
Anything that you can go on Amazon and buy, or whatever stuff like that is readily available. Because I mean, we all, no matter what, we all have something besides the medicine that we reach for when we're in severe pain. We obviously reach for our medicine, but there's something else. Like for my headaches and migraines, I have one of those ice cap, like it looks like a beanie, but it's an ice pack and it wraps around your head. And it doesn't solve my migraine, but it helps, and like I lay on ice at night almost every night because it helps. And just things like that, just your tips and tricks that you do, and just to spread, some positivity around here.
Yeah. So just do a video and talk about it, and like Amy said, if David comes up and David's in perfect health and he tells me that yoga works for him, I'm going to look at him weird. But if it's one of us, one of the invisibles that said, listen, this yoga stretch, it kind of, if you can get to it, it does this for me, I'm going to, I might talk to my doc and say, hey, can I try this? And maybe with some of the suggestions, that's a good idea as well. If you want to, definitely talk to your doc or send them a message in the portal. Hey, I want to start trying to walk around the block, once or twice a week. Is that going to be okay? Do you have a problem with that? And maybe that's conversation starter as well to let them know that you're willing to try something besides the meds that you're asking them for every week.
Absolutely.
Would be something that would be good too. So that's next week. So we'll talk about those in videos tomorrow, and then look for y'all's videos so we can start sharing them out through the week, and then we'll kind of wrap it up next week, kind of like what we did tonight with the unicorns.
Yep.
Can we do the best part now?
Yes. I've been waiting the whole night.
Did anybody bring victories tonight? Because this dude right here could really use some victories. So let's talk about victories tonight.
We need the
talk
victory.
about some victories tonight. Did you see your grandkids over the week? Did you find your car keys in the dryer? I'm going to talk about that one till the day I die because that is so awesome. That was somebody's victory last week. They searched for their keys last week for like 2 days and they finally found them in the dryer. That's so me. Did you get to play with the pup? Did you go do something? Go on a date? Did you do anything? Something. Did you get a shower when you didn't think you were going to get a shower? Did you something? Give me some good news. Give me some victories down in these comments. Me, today, besides the turkey faces, which were awesome. Elizabeth, you're killing it.
I love it.
Advo, my NP help when the meds are out of stock. There you go. Took 2 showers so far. Had great. That's awesome, Joe. We went and stayed at a family farm. Amanda said this birthday of last week.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you for the turkey. I went to the store. I left the house today and I drove successfully without hitting anybody or causing an accident. And went to the storage unit and picked up heaters. I know that ain't nothing, right? But yes, that's a hell of a victory for me right now.
That's awesome.
And I actually managed to trim my beard. I don't know. That sounds so stupid. But it was so bad, and it needed to be
We
done.
don't care the size of your victories. We just want all the victories.
Judy went to PT and Walmart and picked up granddaughter. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
I love
great.
That, baby. That is good. Advo shared and showered several times without too much pain. Elizabeth, Bitcoin paid for tonight. Hallelujah for Bitcoin.
Woohoo!
Abnormal had pizza for dinner. Husband's birthday today. Hallelujah. Tell him we said happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You know, Donna, the vet yesterday was my birthday. 12 hours spent at Mickey's. Very special Merry Christmas party.
Donna.
That is so sweet.
Oh my gosh, Donna, did you have the best time? I've always wanted to go.
Check this. DJ slept 8 hours last night. First time in 5 months. Hallelujah.
That's
Look at
amazing.
the hat. Thank you for the hat. That is so awesome.
That's a huge
That
victory,
is-
sleeping 8 hours.
That is
Wow.
crazy.
I can't imagine.
And Amanda's victory. I didn't have to cook tonight. That's even better, you know. Brenda, I finally got a new pain management doctor and looked at my possible new first home today. Holy shnikes, that's massive today.
Wow.
That is
That's a
so
good
awesome,
start.
Brenda. That is, congratulations.
That is
so
cool.
awesome. That is so awesome. You guys are just amazing. This is what I live this stuff.
That's so cool.
Shane says they have power. Missed most of the live. Sorry, Shane. We'll have it up on YouTube, but then 48 hours more than likely. So we'll get this sent to Joe, and Joe will do his great job. Amanda says she got to take family pics in cow costumes.
I want to see that. Oh my
So,
god.
are you saying you were in the cow costumes, or you put the cows in costumes? Which one?
Oh my gosh, I want to
See
see
this?
that.
Bypassing my problems says survived my appendectomy tumor removal. Still no test results, but I'm glad I'm past the surgery.
That's it. You're past the surgery. You're past the hard part.
That is a massive.
That's a blessing. We'll be praying for you.
Hallelujah. That is so awesome. Jeez, this is the kind of stuff I need. Moonchild, clean out the big cabinet of glassware, filled 2 huge boxes, and donated to Big Broads Big Sis. Thank you.
Hey,
That is so awesome. That is just,
awesome.
that is so
and it feels
awesome.
great.
You know,
That's awesome, guys.
this is the victories we need right here. You know, this is the victories
That's
we
so
need.
good.
So you guys are amazing. Yeah. Another good live.
That's
Another
good.
restricted live. I got a hat. Thank y'all. Thank you, Elizabeth. You need to get more Bitcoin so you can do this every week. This has been
That's
fantastic
right.
tonight.
Making our night.
You know,
Always wanted to be a cowboy.
oh, yeehaw! You're right, Judy.
Perfect.
Trying to think if there's anything else going on that
I needed this tonight, guys. This was great.
So are we do 7 o'clock again next week? 7
Yeah, I think so.
Central, 8 Eastern, right?
Yeah,
5
we'll
p.m.
give it
West
a go
Coast.
for a little bit.
You know, we'll give it another try next week.
Yeah. Just to remind everybody really quick, Miss Amanda is going to have 2 lives this week. So she's going to have her live tomorrow at 11 a.m. She's working through the self-love workbook. And then Invisible No More is, of course, on Thursday on Amanda's page. And she's sharing her story this week. So
Awesome.
who's excited for that? I'm very excited. We got Keith's story last week, right?
Yep.
We're getting Amanda's story this week. So it's going to be at 8 o'clock on her page. She's staying the same time as always. But yeah, it's going to be over on her page. So we're going to learn more about Miss Amanda. I'm very excited.
And then Thanksgiving Thursday, it'll be back here.
Yes.
And we're going to have one big get together. I don't care if you bring turkey and dressing and mashed potatoes and all the fixins, or if you bring ramen noodles, or if you bring canned SpaghettiOs, or if you bring whatever you bring. We're all going to have to sit down and we're going to share a meal together. For a lot of us, including myself, holidays never were really the best. And I'm not looking really forward to Christmas. I never really have, ever since I was a kid. So I want to have an opportunity that if there's other people like me, that we can sit and surrounded by people like us. Thank you. And hang out. And we can talk tame or invisible stuff, or we can talk football, how bad the Cowboys suck and how they're going to lose in the game on Thanksgiving like they always do. Or we can talk about whatever. And know that you're appreciated and that you're loved. You're surrounded by a group of people that love you and care about you. So that will be Thanksgiving night right here.
Got family here.
So yeah, you have family here. So let's spend it with family. You don't have to spend it alone, you know. So it's going to be a good thing. So I'll get a thing put up for that. Registration thing put up for that sometime this week. But next week it'll be 7 o'clock again, and it'll be on procedures and/or therapies that you tried that worked for you. Ms. Amy, do you have any parting wisdom to share with the clan?
I do not. Thank you guys for being here and coming to the time change with us. I know change is always a little hard when we do stuff, but I appreciate you guys changing with us and trying out this new time. And, you know, we'll try it out for a little bit, and if it doesn't work, we'll go back. But I think I like this new time. I like it. And thank you guys for all your victories. My soul needed that today, and I needed this live to come and be with all of you guys. So I hope everybody has a good night and a better day tomorrow. And I'm just sending you guys all of my love.
And so do I. And I'll share with you part of a conversation that Amy and I had earlier today. We are both peachy in a bad way. And, but we both were like, once we get going and we're surrounded by people, we'll be able to block everything out. And that's when we do victories, and we both need the victories. And you guys provided that to us tonight, and we are so grateful. So grateful for all of y'all. So if you have anything for me, send me a message. I am still behind on responding to messages. I'm sorry. Valerie let the dogs out. And but message me and I will get back to you, I promise. And if you need anything, message me, message Amy, message Amanda, message Joe. Especially if you got anything for YouTube. If you want to get your videos up on YouTube, your TikToks up on YouTube, we can do that. Just let us know and we can get that done. And other than that, that's all I got, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Hope everybody's a little bit better tonight and a little bit better tomorrow. And we will talk to you soon. Y'all be safe. See ya. Bye. Peace.
Bye.